Unfortunately, manners often leave a lot to be desired in everyday life. We can try as hard as we like, even then. If the other party does not show the slightest interest in treating us with the respect we deserve, action is called for. Respect is an important commodity in interpersonal relationships. If it is lost, these relationships no longer stand a chance. If you keep running into situations where you feel you're not being treated appropriately, we have some suggestions for you here in today's video. We're going to present you with 12 psychological tricks on how to get respect in no time. If you like our videos, feel free to support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the bell for notifications, and get excited for new videos uploaded every day. Number 1. Sincere compliments get respect. Flattering and ingratiating yourself are not good moves if you want to get more respect. A sincere compliment or praise that comes from the heart, on the other hand, can pave the way for a better relationship in the long run. The more regularly you remember to pay tribute to those around you, the more of it will come back to you over time. Respect, as we all know, is neither one way nor self-perpetuating. Number 2. Clothes make respectable people. The English proverb, "dress to impress," sums it up. We create the first impression that others have of us. In addition, clothing is generally considered an expression of respect. For example, if we go to a job interview in sweaty workout clothes, those present will be able to tell in a split second how much we value them, their company, and their job offer. In everyday life, we are evaluated by our environment within 3 seconds. This happens unconsciously and quite automatically, so pay attention to a neat appearance. People who neglect themselves are virtually inviting others to treat them badly. We're saying we don't value ourselves, so how can others? Number 3. Don't be afraid of weakness. Even if we spontaneously decide otherwise, weaknesses actually make us more respectable than pretending to be competent. We naturally think that we can't afford to make mistakes. Otherwise, we will appear helpless and weak. However, this actually makes us likable because it makes us appear human. If, on the other hand, we are busy 24 hours a day presenting ourselves in a demonstrative overcompensation and self-overestimation, this behavior raises doubts about our honesty. Worse still, those around us notice that we are fooling them and feel that they have been taken in. Number 4. Keep your emotions in check. People who lack self-control are quick targets of ridicule and scorn. If you react like the princess and the pea as soon as the slightest bump appears, you shouldn't be surprised when people laugh at you behind your back. Impulse control is an essential factor that we desperately need in order to gain respect. After all, it is the mastery of our emotions that makes us adults and distinguishes us from children in the defiant phase and adolescence and puberty. Number 5. Get into the habit of active listening. Nothing gets us on the nice list faster with those around us than remembering the names of their children, grandchildren, and pets. Some people would even be happy if you remembered their name. It can be so easy to gain sympathy and subsequently respect. We appreciate our fellow human beings by actively listening to them and giving them the feeling of being important and appreciated. Such investments pay off 1,000-fold and come back to us in the form of respect. Number 6. Eye contact guarantees equal footing. Although it may seem difficult and unfamiliar, always make an effort to maintain eye contact with your counterpart in conversations. You don't have to stare your conversation partner into a coma, but make sure that this invisible antenna stays upright. Nothing makes us look insecure faster than staring sheepishly at the tabletop or floor. Number 7. Pay attention to your voice. We live in a world where the loudest people always seem to be right, and are heard far more often than is good for the bottom line. When it comes to respect and recognition, however, it pays to have a calm, firm voice that weighs every word before it is spoken. If you must speak in front of a group, clear your throat extensively and discreetly beforehand, and take a sip of water. If you have to justify yourself, or if a discussion is already getting heated, always remember the old truism, he who shouts is wrong. Number 8, own up to your mistakes. Nothing gains us respect from those around us faster than admitting mistakes. Everyone knows how much effort it takes to admit a mistake. No one undertakes this tightrope walk voluntarily if it can be avoided somehow. So when the time comes, own up to your mistakes and, if necessary or useful, make a sincere apology. You will see this behavior is not only the adult way to confidently put such a dilemma behind you, it will also earn you the respect of those around you. Number 9, your time, your decision. You are not only treated disrespectfully, you also allow this evil to happen. If you are constantly playing the clown for others, always on the spot, and putting your own priorities behind others, you will soon have to reckon with a lack of appreciation and respect. Again, how we view ourselves is a major factor in how others perceive us. If we set clear boundaries, divide our time according to our standards, and are not on call at all times, even these tiny little demonstrations will contribute by themselves to earning respect. Number 10, keeping your composure pays off. Be sure to pay attention to your posture when interacting with others. Slouched shoulders, a hunched back, and a sadly lowered head just invite people to think we're a pile of misery or a human crash test dummy. Your insides unconsciously carry your outsides, whether you like it or not. Number 11, a promise is a promise. How disappointed we are in people who don't keep their promises. Not only do they lose our trust, but then we can no longer respect them. It may only be small things, but someone breaking their word tears deep wounds in interpersonal relationships. Number 12, pillory bad behavior. Last but not least, it gets uncomfortable once again. Unfortunately, gaining respect sometimes means having to leave your comfort zone. This is the case, for example, when you notice bad behavior in your environment and criticize it immediately and clearly. It takes civil courage to intervene when injustice happens somewhere where people are treated badly and unworthily. But it is precisely this jumping over one's own shadow that gives us recognition. Today's conclusion: you have to earn respect. Yes, unfortunately, this is sad but true. Appreciation is one of those goods that we don't just get as a gift. We can actively work on it, but also by refraining from bad behavior and being mature and reliable. Respect is probably the most important currency in our lives. It remains stable and cannot be weighed in gold. That's it for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.